The war to end all wars would be over by Christmas. At least, that's what they said in 1914. Little did they know, the world was about to plunge into 4 years of unprecedented carnage and destruction. World War I erupted in the summer of 1914, sparked by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. What began as a regional conflict quickly spiraled into a global confrontation. The major powers of Europe, bound by a complex web of alliances, found themselves drawn into the fray one by one. The Western Front became a nightmarish landscape of trenches, barbed wire, and no man's land. Soldiers on both sides endured horrific conditions, facing the constant threat of artillery barrages, poison gas, and machine gun fire. The Battle of the Somme in 1916 saw over 1 million casualties in just 4 months, a stark illustration of the war's brutality. But the conflict wasn't confined to Europe. Battles raged across the globe, from the deserts of the Middle East to the mountains of Italy and the oceans of the world. The war at sea saw the rise of unrestricted submarine warfare, with Germany's U-boats threatening to starve Britain into submission. As the war dragged on, new technologies emerged that would change the face of warfare forever. Tanks rumbled across battlefields for the first time at the Somme. Aircraft, initially used for reconnaissance, evolved into deadly fighting machines. Chemical weapons brought a new level of horror to the trenches. 1917 marked a turning point. The United States entered the war, tipping the balance in favor of the Allies. Meanwhile, Russia, racked by revolution, withdrew from the conflict, freeing up German forces for a massive offensive on the Western Front in 1918. The German Spring Offensive initially made significant gains, but ultimately faltered. The Allies, bolstered by fresh American troops, launched a series of counterattacks known as the 100 Days Offensive. By November 1918, Germany was forced to seek an armistice. The human cost of the war was staggering. Over 9 million soldiers and 10 million civilians lost their lives. Empires crumbled, borders were redrawn, and the seeds of future conflicts were sown. The Treaty of Versailles, meant to ensure lasting peace, instead laid the groundwork for World War II. World War I left an indelible mark on the 20th century. It accelerated social change, reshaped the global balance of power, and ushered in an era of disillusionment and artistic upheaval. As British soldier and poet Siegfried Sassoon wrote, "I died in hell, they called it Passchendaele." The war that was supposed to end all wars instead became the opening act of a century defined by global conflict. Its echoes still resonate today, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked nationalism and militarism. As we reflect on this cataclysmic event, we're left to wonder, have we truly learned from the mistakes of the past?